Um, I'm okay. You know, it happens to the best of them.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
All sports.
I'm gonna let my hands do the talking, and no homo, but he getting it off the ding ding, ding ding. I holla.
What do you think you guys would be doing if you weren't here in the gym boxing?
A lot of bad things.
Like what?
Trying to rob people, trying to break the cars.
Oh, come on.
So-
You're joking with me. You cannot be doing that.
Probably.
Foretelling. Today's feature is a lesson in humility like I don't think we've ever seen in sports. The vehicle of that lesson is none other than Adrien Jerome Broner, born July 28, 1989. How'd Adrien Broner get here? A place far from the days everyone, including himself, and mostly himself, felt like he was the next Floyd Mayweather. Hard work and dedication. He definitely had the hard work down. You don't get to win multiple championships in 4 weight classes if you don't. Titles including the WBO Super Featherweight, the WBC Lightweight, the WBA Welterweight, and the WBA Light Welterweight, his most recent title from 2015 to 2016. How'd he get here is simple in hindsight from the outside looking in. A young start and a father that put the gloves on him and threw him in the deep end to sink or swim. He swam like his life depended on it. A Midwest kid like Broner, from the environment he's from, he may not have had another choice. A reporter asked a 12-year-old Adrien Broner a very important question that perfectly displayed the difference in realities from the one she's used to compared to Adrien. When his answer got real, as children naturally do, she thought it was cute and totally unrealistic. His face told a different story. Like, no, that's literally my only other choice. Fortunately for boxing and sports fans, AB, as he's grown to be referred to, didn't choose what can be seen by the ignorant as a fairy tale path and did choose boxing because if nothing else, he's definitely entertaining, even in defeat.
Yeah, hell yeah, I believe I won the fight. That's just like when you believe that you want cheese on that burger, you know what you're looking for.
And defeat, Broner has seen a greater share than he'd like to recently. In his last 8 fights, he's had 3 of those and 1 draw. Different for a guy that started 28-0. The Mayweather comparisons have expectedly ceased. The people around him, with great smiles as he was on top, have left or become the enemy.
You ain't with me. You with
Mayweather.
Jesse.
I'm with Mayweather Promotions.
You with, yeah. You ain't with me. I'm a real one.
The in-between fight concerts have went away, and legally his rounds in court have been many, except those don't end in a belt over the shoulder. Humble pie and a glass of class. It's the one glaring difference between he and the boxer he's always wanted to be, Floyd Mayweather. While Floyd understands the difference between building a character and fight, Broner believed the character Floyd built and decided to become an extreme version of it. If Floyd Mayweather did everything wrong in boxing, he'd be Adrien Broner. Here are 3 reasons his growth was stunted and he became a disappointing impersonation of his idol. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Adrien Broner is a 5'6.5" boxer from Cincinnati, Ohio that started boxing at just 6 years old. His father instilled in him early that the only form of respect you get is being able to take what you want through physical activity. He became a gym rat from that point, but also kept close contact to the negative things his friends were doing in the streets, to which excited a young Broner. His skills caught on quickly, and he was able to skip multiple steps on to becoming a professional that left many surprised and also gained respect for young Adrien. Gaining respect in the streets was also a desire of his that led him down the wrong path and in jail for 10 months, right in the middle of his Olympic hopes. As he explains, I had to go out and get it. At that point, he learned armed robbery to do so wasn't the correct way. He was given a second chance and became a star, even if it was for a quick dance around the world. At some point, he was the biggest name in boxing, not named, well, you know his name. Stunt number 1, when impersonation goes wrong.
I'm the closest thing to Floyd Mayweather, so since I took my loss, everybody feel like Floyd Mayweather took a loss, you know, and still to this day, I'm the closest thing to him.
The first stunt I think for Adrien Broner's career is him taking the comparisons to Floyd Mayweather much too serious, to the point he had one too many instances where he lost track of who he was supposed to be in boxing and didn't fully get the picture Floyd Mayweather's career painted. One of a classy athlete deep down, unmatched worker that understood the perfect medium to building a fight and switching off that character to laser in on the task at hand. Even when the crowd and the world are against him, pushing him to make the exciting move instead of the smart one. He is flawed, don't get me wrong, but in the ring, a squeaky clean record will remain the case forever. It's all because Floyd understood the goal, the journey, the task, one opponent at a time, fitness, distraction, underestimation, discipline, and money. Adrien unfortunately lacked in all the above. They say imitation is the worst form of flattery because you only end up in second place, which is the furthest thing from first. Kobe Bryant, the perfect example. Yes, he looked and performed the closest to Michael Jordan, but how many people have you ever heard say Kobe was better than MJ? The imitation was flawless, but second to the GOAT was ever the only outcome. The flashiness, Adrien thought he could be that. The arrogant workout or interview one-liners and the life of the party, which Broner thought he was, and for the most part, although he was right, he didn't know how and when to turn it off. In the ring, Broner suffered the negatives of imitating Floyd as well. Early in Broner's career, he was a dog. He was constantly on the attack, hitting his opponents with a barrage of combos on the way to knockouts. Over time, he's clearly intended to imitate Floyd's patient, defensive game plan, except his defense isn't on Floyd's level, nor is his ability to dissect an opponent in live action on offense. He lost focus of who he was and first fell victim to this December 14th, 2013, losing in the most embarrassing fashion to Marcus Maidana.
You know what he does? Just like Floyd Mayweather.
Get the hell out of here.
Stunt number 2, when keeping it real goes wrong. The second growth stunt for Adrien Broner was his desire to be accepted in the streets as a quote-unquote real one that's landed him in the hands of the law on so many occasions it's hard to single out just one. It also led him to say and do things on a national platform that stained his reputation, especially after his loss for the first time. Before then, Broner was the talk of sports, winning 28 of his first in a row and dominating 4 weight classes. He made his pro debut in his hometown in May 2008 at 19, knocking out Alante Davis in 32 seconds. He knocked out Vicente Martin Rodriguez in the 3rd round in Cincinnati on November 26, 2011 to claim the vacant title at 130. November 2012, he moved to 135 and forced Antonio DeMarco's corner to stop the fight, giving Broner a second world title. 2013, he moved up again to 147 to face Paul Malignaggi for his belt and won by decision. This was the last of the Broner we've come to know. December 14th, 2013, he was humbled. He was a 5-1 favorite, and yes, he was humbled in that fight and seemed completely embarrassed and defeated after, losing his most precious 0 in the loss column that was the most prized connection to his idol Mayweather. He'd returned to fight at 140 after Maidana. By all accounts, he wasn't focused in preparation for the fight. Months before, Broner could be seen on rap tours promoting his songs, drinking, smoking, and indulging in all things rapper when he should have been getting ready. He's also been in and out of jail most of his adult life, which tells me he's either easily influenced or the worst criminal of all time. Either way, him putting on this face of a guy considered real because he has multiple baby mamas, or going to jail and losing his fortune when he should have been on a crash course to tens of millions of dollars is not real, kids. It's sad. Granted, he was still 24 years old in 2013, but an old 24. One that already made it and had all the examples needed not to turn out the way he did.
Robbing, killing, I've been in every situation. Drugs, whatever, but I ain't ever been in this situation.
It all work out.
Like sexual assault? Are you serious?
Stunt number 3, when proper fitness goes wrong.
They can say whatever about Adrien Broner. They can say whatever about AB. They can say I didn't put all type of shit on the internet. But one thing they can't say is I don't work hard.
The Maidana fight may have been the nationally televised moment we could see what went wrong for Adrien Broner, but I think it began a lot before that. Being young and still wanting that street respect and fan love took its toll on Broner's body over time, and he's admitted himself he should have slowed down and taken his physical fitness more seriously. He was drinking, smoking, partying, staying out late. These ingredients can only lead down a disappointing road, and Broner was no exception. He's claiming today to have put down everything from drinking, smoking, performing, and travel that all hindered him staying fit. He's 7-3-1 since his pivotal loss to Maidana, and as of September 2021 is 32 years old, looking to be on the downside of his career. He's claimed to have lost all his money and is borrowing from friends, so it's safe to say nearing the end he fell levels short of the man he looked to impersonate. All in all, Adrien Broner was and still is a pretty good boxer. But pretty good wasn't the plan for anyone when it comes to his career. He just couldn't conquer these 3 reasons. He seems a lot more humble now and could have used this newfound humble and cool nature earlier in his career, because with that, he could have been an even more entertaining Floyd Mayweather, believe it or not. But he wasn't. Salute to him, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth, and I'm out.
Because I got talent. So guess what happens when that talent go away? All access go away, showtime go away. I'm gonna stay on top for a long time. So you motherfuckers gonna be around.